Hey everybody, welcome back to the Suikoden 4? Yes, 4 walkthrough. Alright, so this video is actually a continuation of the kinda, I guess, of the, not the last video, I guess, but the previous video to that. The last video is actually a video of the, I guess what is that called, the angel hairball fight. And in this footage here it must have been my first trip through, so I didn't actually kill it up there, my first trip like I thought I had done. But I did end up coming back later, and I felt it was appropriate at least to still stick the footage at that point, because I didn't actually progress the story much farther. I think technically I did progress a little bit, because there is the story at the end of this dungeon. But anyways, that being said, I did want to go over the golden hammer, which is the prize from winning against the angel hairball, as well as, if I remember right, the angel hairball has a rare chance to drop the I think it's like an evasion stone or something like that. I mentioned it in the previous video, the one where I actually did beat the angel hairball, but there is no way I would farm that. That fight is way too intense to try to farm to actually get that item. So obviously I guess what I'm trying to say is there was no way I was going to reset my game to try to get that, and I didn't feel it was worth it at all. So anyways, long story short, so we're gonna get you get the golden hammer from that, and it is super overpowered at this point in the game. Again, you're not supposed to even be able to obtain it. You're not supposed to be able to really have that, at this point in the game, especially if it's your, I should say, if this is your first playthrough, that's, it's not likely that you would get that. If you're doing a second playthrough and you're on the New Game Plus and you've got all your gear from the first go around, then maybe that's a little different story. But that is going to make, if you do it, it's going to make you crazy overpowered. It's if I remember right, you can take your weapons to like rank 15 or something. And you skip over a couple of the other hammers. I forget all the different ones. If there's like a bronze hammer and a silver, I don't remember. We'll eventually get to those. But long story short, you're gonna be crazy overpowered for the rest of the game. If that's something that you're interested in doing, then by all means go right ahead. If you feel that maybe that makes the game too easy or something, then go ahead and skip it and don't bother. Or if you don't want to put the time into it, because it is a significant time investment. I believe on this playthrough I had something like 14 hours at this point, and I don't know, any normal playthrough is probably what, 5-ish, somewhere around there would be my guess. So yep, so I'm right about the 14-hour point. And again, that is mostly running, or technically driving the ship back and forth between Obel and, I want to say it's Nanel or something like that. Anyways, I did a lot of pro runs, and by doing that, I also obtained quite a bit of cash. So, that is where those 14 hours came in. The cool thing, or maybe bad thing, I'm not sure, about this game is the experience that you get from enemies is basically capped. Or I shouldn't say capped. It's I guess it's dependent on your character's level. So once you get to a certain point, the enemies, are only going to be giving you a couple experience. So, I think my characters are somewhere in the 30s, 35, 36, something like that. And so these fights are not really going to give much in the way of experience. So. I guess at least, and that's the other thing, normally in a Suikoden game, you would be, because I believe they all work in general the same way anyway, and that your experience is kind of, I want to say capped, but it's not quite that way, I guess. But anyways, long story short is, it's tough to out-level enemies in a Suikoden game, but by using this trick or strategy, you will you'll be able to get your weapons, leveled up very, very high, very, very early, and thus, while you may not be able to level or out-level enemies, you will just destroy them, due to weapons. And here's the guard. If you were able to take down the angel hairball, this guy's gonna be a walk in the park. I don't really feel like he's that difficult anyway, but I always like to start out, I guess, the fights with Tal's rune. I'm not sure how useful that really ends up being in a lot of fights, but I always do it anyway, just because why not? Tal, the good and bad thing, is that he doesn't have much in the way of magic, and that earth rune is kind of perfect because he doesn't have to he's not trying to do damage, he's just trying to use the protection from that rune. So again, it just doesn't really matter how much or how bad his magic stat is. So that is the guard, and yeah, he got destroyed. And there I got a platinum, and I believe the platinum, I don't know if that's a 100% drop rate or not, but that is an item that we will use to craft armor later. So I guess be on the lookout for those. I don't know that I would say that the platinum armor is all that great, but it can be a decent stepping stone. If your characters need it, I guess. And I'm gonna save right here. I always like to save after I do the boss fights mostly. Well, that, and I guess it's never. I don't know. I always feel like it's always a good idea to save whenever you can. It's happened to me more than a few times where I got really far in a game and thought that I had saved, and then either got destroyed by something, that I wasn't expecting, or even by my own hand reset a game that I had thought I had recently saved and didn't. So to try to avoid some of that frustration, I try to save as much as I can. In this spot out here, well, I got three mushrooms from that chest. Those are really nice. This area out here, it's a great place if you're trying to farm for the stat boosting items. Again, the cool thing about this spot is it's pretty much all rodents of one form or another. You can get into random encounters with these like grayish looking ones, and then there's the other fights where there's the multicolored, and thus those, I think they've all, even the gray ones, do drop stat boosting items. I could be wrong on those gray ones though. I don't remember, but again, they have a chance to drop those stat boosters. So if that's something that you're looking at doing, go right ahead. You can run around, run some circles here and try to get them. The drop rate is not very good. They're extremely difficult to get throughout the game. There is I wouldn't say that there's any one spot that's real fantastic for them. But one thing I will say, and it kind of goes for what I actually had said in one of my previous videos, is there are support characters that increase the chances of items after battle, and so if you're planning on farming these items, I would at least wait until you get one of them, or one of those characters, I should say. Gosh, I want to say his name is Cedric. I think he's the first one that will boost your chances of getting items at the end of battle. So if that's something that you're keen on doing, I would wait until you get him, because he is coming up very, very soon. And so, I wouldn't recommend by any means farming for those items right at this point of the story, because again, we don't have We don't have him yet, so you know, I would just hold off for 10 minutes, half hour, whatever it is, until we get him, because again, it will be coming right up. But anyways, so getting back to the story here, it looks like we're encountering some characters here, or some NPCs here that have experience or have been around the rune before, I guess I'd say. So here, this is Ricky, I believe is her name. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name right. I'm pretty bad at character name pronunciation in video games, but sure what it looks like. But anyways, so her husband had the rune, and you do see him, I guess, in a few of the moments where the main character encounters previous owners of the rune in, I don't know if they're like dream sequences. I'm not sure if that's what they really are, but I mean, I'm kind of assuming that's what they are, because your characters, I think, usually passed out at the time. So I guess that's what we'll call them, or rune of punishment dreams. And there's a treasure map right there. So don't miss that. Walk up to the tree. Make sure you interact with that. And then here again are some of the rodents that have the stat boosting items, and I believe the kind of like their stat kind of goes with the color. I guess, if that makes sense. So like the red rodent would drop the strength sphere, or sphere. What game is this? Final Fantasy X here. Anyway, sorry. I believe they're called, like, what is it? Stone of Strength or something like that. Anyways, again, they are stat boosting items. So, all right. So here we've got the guard version 2. So let's take care of this chump again. See if his name changed. And this one, if and I'm not sure right off the top of my head, and I'm not gonna look it up. But if this guy did have a rare drop, there would be no way I would farm for it either, just because, again, we went through a lot of dialogue and stuff, and I guess unless it was the only place in the game that you could get it, then I might consider fighting it again. But again, I don't remember if this guy even drops anything, so it may be a moot point anyway. I guess that's usually one of the determining factors on whether or not I will farm an item. I guess if it was gonna give me some huge advantage, like the I guess like the platinum, or not platinum, the angel hairball there. Now, it's kind of a special case that doesn't happen often, but I definitely felt like that was something that I wanted to do in this game. Was to prepare and try to take that down as early as I could. But anyways, I would say, this guy wouldn't be something that I would probably reset my game for again, unless it was a one-time only item, or I guess it'd have to be extremely, extremely rare. And there you go. There's an iron hammer and a diamond. So I'm guessing the iron hammer, at the very least, is a 100% drop rate. The diamond, I'm not sure if that drops 100% from that guy or not. Again, that kind of falls into one of those items where, if it didn't, and it wasn't 100%, I don't think I would bother farming for it. But one of the cool thing is, so it leaving that area ports us right, way outside. If you walk all that way, if you walk through the ruins, I guess I would recommend having an escape talisman at the very least on you. because then you could just port all the way outside without having to run back through. That can be one of the more annoying things in Suikoden games is, a lot of times they'll make you run through a dungeon and then run right back out the same way you came in. For whatever reason, in a lot of them they didn't feel that an escape talisman was I don't know. They just don't let you use escape talismans very much. So again, this is one of I feel like anyway that they've really made some improvements over some of their previous games in aspects like that, where more just little things like that really, I don't know, in my opinion, really help out. All right, so here's Manu, and let's see if this. I think he's recruitable right now. I'm guessing anyway, and he's pretty useful. I think so. I must have wanted to come here first. But anyways, I think what you do is you have him teleport you, and then you come back and talk to him again, and I believe that's when he becomes recruitable. I'll definitely be doing that, but I'm guessing I had some business. Well, I was gonna say business. Had some business here first. Wait, why did I just take her out? That seems weird. Let's see what sort of madness I was thinking here. Maybe I just wanted to be able to speak with her for some reason. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It may actually be this point now that I think about it, but there is a part where you have to interact with her, and I don't believe that you can actually have her in your party. I think you need to. Okay, so Ricky and oh boy, Louise are both have that healing property, so it looks like they both can heal you after combat. I'm actually gonna look this up because it's kind of bugging me now. I want to know exactly what percentage of health they will restore at the end of combat. If I can find her here. Louise, 10% of max health after every battle. Same with Ricky, the exact same. Although I would definitely recommend doing what I just did there, and swapping Louise out for Ricky, for the exact reason that I was talking about earlier, and that's that we will have to interact with Louise, and I don't believe, if she's a support character, I don't believe you can interact with her, so she won't be like at the tavern. Alright, so what do we have here? Yes.
Help, please!
Lilin requires our assistance. Bad people came to our island, they killed everyone. Alright. So apparently there is a mermaid peddler on the loose. Kidnapping, fishnapping? What would that be? Maybe a little bit of both? What's the combination of the two? Terrible. Alright. So the little cloudy area on the map there, I believe is where we need to go, yes. So just south. Is it southwest? Southwest of Obel. We'll run into this ship here. Literally run into it. Terrible. They don't even give you a choice to. You can't even hand her over if you want.
I see. So you want to fight, do you? I didn't want it to
Alright.
come to this, but you've left me no other choice.
Left me no choice.
Everyone, let's kill these wretched fools.
Kill these wretched fools. Seems like a bad idea to give that order while he's standing on our ship alone. But I guess maybe our characters have a sense of fair play. I don't know. Maybe there's some pirate rules. Is that parlay? Does that count? Should watch Pirates of the Caribbean again. That's what this game reminds me of every time I play it. Every time I make a video of it. Shouldn't even say. There's what, 4 of them now? Something like that. Good. I don't know. I like them. I think they turned out good. Good movies. Entertaining. All right. Okay, so apparently these guys work for the Cray Trading Company. So, yeah, not the first we've run into these jerks, but I'm sure it certainly isn't going to be the last either. Oops. All right. It's a little farewell present. Taking him down with the rune cannon. So I think they actually gave Mitsuba some a voice actor, which is kind of strange for a game where you've got so many characters. And she's kind of minor, but they gave her a voice actor and gave her some lines. So I don't know, kind of cool. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's one of the reasons why I use her or not. I just think that she's a total beast in combat, so that's why I like her. But kind of neat nonetheless. And I'm not sure if I have my character's weapons leveled up or not. No, they can't be. I feel like I'd be hitting way harder if I did. Maybe though. What I should have been doing was paying attention to my character's weapons before and after, because that's usually a good giveaway, at least for the main character. That's not the case for everybody. I believe the main character's weapons change a couple of times, like color, different colors and stuff. But so here Dario wants to fight again. Thinking that we were in league with the Cray Trading Company and thus, kid fish napping the mermaids, which obviously we did not, had no part of, nor will we. I totally missed. Okay, so it looks like they've got a wind and a fire cannon. So I went with Tav, I guess. I don't know. So Desmond's kind of cool. So the thing with this game that's kind of neat is your character's strengths with their rune cannon and whatnot are affected. I want to say, no, you know what? I'm not sure if it's with their magic stat or not. I feel like it is, but I can't remember. But also, I believe the actual strength of their rune, you know, so like the fire rune has, you know, there's a basic fire rune, and then there's an upgraded, and I don't remember if it was is it the rage rune, or is that the thunder, the upgraded thunder? I don't remember that. Anyways, that will affect, you know, how powerful your shots are. So usually what you're gonna want to do is stick somebody that's got a really good magic stat and on your cannon. And then on top of that, the runes that your characters are actually equipped with are affected, or actually affect what rune or the property of the rune in naval combat as well. So somebody like Desmond, you can't even get him. You can't get him in your party. You can't level him, so he's just stuck where he's at. Like, there's no way, you know, to increase his, I guess, strengths with his rune cannon. But the cool thing about him is that he's very flexible, and so your shots, you know, your shots will be generally weak with him, you know, because there's just nothing you can do about it. But he has, you know, different I guess what am I trying to say here? He's flexible in which cannon you choose to fire with him. So, you know, you get a little flexibility, but the shots are going to be weaker. So, and I think they just kind of did that so that wow, I'm getting destroyed here. I think boarding him was a horrible idea, and we'll see if I end up. Actually, I think I lose this fight. I'm pretty sure I do. So this was a ill-conceived board. Oh, and it looks like, okay, so you can't use. It's looking like you can't use items. Yeah, because I'm not able to heal at all. Yeah, so I just got completely destroyed here. Womp womp. Alright. How could we have lost? Well, let's have a good victory. So that's what happens if you try to board and you're not prepared. Alright, so let's try this again. Again, learn from my mistakes. Don't go all crazy and and just try boarding. It is way easier to sink a ship using a proper setup and rune cannons than it is to board and try to win that way. So again, you know, learn from my mistakes. All right, so can say obviously, so the NPC's rune cannon never changes. So we're looking at a wind and a fire rune. And you know, in all honesty, there's not any reason to even bother using another rune cannon, because all you're ever gonna do is fire your fire cannon at the enemy ship. And that was a perfect move there, because now the enemy ship is gonna take a shot right to the bow, and there's not even a chance that they'll be able to retaliate. So a 19 damage, not real impressive, but that's how it goes. And there you go. So they fired their fire cannon, which means, you know, they basically just fizzle out. They have no impact whatsoever, or cancel each other out. So basically now we're just waiting until he fires his wind cannon, and you know, in that event, our fire rune will, you know, based on the way the runes work in this game, the fire they finally shot the wind cannon at us, so the fire basically cancels out his shot, and we hit him, I guess, technically back for, what was that? That was a big chunk of damage there, 30 something. And typically this is how the the naval battles will go. You know, it's just they've usually got 2 cannons, and you'll set up to the one that basically you know, hits both. I guess I don't know if that's the right term. Basically, the one that cancels their shot out. You know, and then the one that's stronger. These guys are stronger than I thought. That's right. Not the first time, I guess, though, huh? He must not have saw that. He must not have saw that game over.
Hold on! We've got something to say about this!
Everyone hurry! We're heading back! We're
Reporting it to the lady.
Hall.
Huh? Wait, what?
Lady Kika?
Lady Kika. Here she is. I'm a big fan of Kika. She usually ends up in my final party as well. You know, the fact that she's got a dual or a tag team attack with the hero is, you know, one of the big reasons why she makes it into my party. They've got a really great attack. If I remember right, it's like it's a multi-target attack, so it's, you know, good for taking down trash. I don't know, I always call it trash, you know, the random encounters.
There you go again. Always going off and causing trouble. What kind of a
Here's
mess have you
Hervey.
gotten yourself
Hervey.
into now? Oh, would you shut up already?
else?
I'm fighting in the name of justice.
Fighting in the name of justice. So you got Sigurd, Hervey, and Kika.
Oh? Well, if you want to fight for justice, you better be sure you know who is
So
actually an enemy.
obviously Kika's
Follow me, Dario.
kind of scolding Dario for
I'm sorry,
you know,
Lady
essentially
Kika.
picking a fight with us, even though we're not
Please forgive us, Lady
the enemy.
Kika.
Forgive Dario's rudeness. He will be punished.
He
We'll
will
meet
be
again
punished.
someday.
So kind of
Let's go,
a weird exchange, in my opinion, for a pirate. You know, kind of weird, but anyway, we're gonna bring this video to a close. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and hope you keep watching and stay tuned for more. All right, thanks for watching.